Hello, my fellow Americans. I am Theodore Roosevelt, and I've just been shot, but it takes a lot more to take down a bull moose. I am a common man for the common man. I have fought for equal rights for all women, races, and religions. I publicly called for it in 1904 in my State of the Union. I fought for patronage in the South for the equality that the African Americans deserve, and I invited the first African American to the White House, Booker T. Washington. I improved working conditions, busted up all trusts, thus lowering prices and restarting competition. I curb stomped the monopolies that were suffocating our workers and got goods back on the market at a better cost, saving millions of dollars for all our people, improving national stability, and preventing a rebellion by supporting unions to further the needs of the common man. I conserved over 200 million acres of land for our national parks, beautiful animals, and show gratitude to our great God for the lands he has given us. I stayed loyal to my family and did what was best for them and the greatest country in the world, America. I also won a Nobel Peace Prize by ending the war between the imperialistic Japanese and the Russians, and I personally freed Cuba, Panama, and the Philippines. Can any other of these leaders say they've done the same? Henry IV sure can't. He can't even decide on his own religion. He switched between Protestant and Catholic over 6 times. One of those times he converted, he just tried taking Paris after he converted to Protestant, but again failed, so became Catholic again. He can't even lead his own men either. During his military campaigns, he earned a reputation as a man who is a risk taker, but for the worst. He lost countless men and didn't understand that human life is precious. And to show one of his ill-tempered battles that he initiated, he got one of his own sons killed. Well, to him it must have mattered due to him having countless illegitimate children and having absolutely no loyalty to his wife by having countless sexual relations with every woman he could. Remember Gabrielle de Estrellas? Probably not. She's just another hole to you. You're an incompetent man who can't even stay principled on one thing, even as simple as being loyal to your wife. Your arrogance killed countless people, had your reign filled with rebellions, and even had your own son killed. But you didn't bat an eye. You're a selfish loser and you deserve no title even close to leader. You're simply a failure. But on to another failure and unprincipled man. Here's St. Paul, or what he preferred, the chief of sinners. A wretched sexist who didn't want any equal rights for women. Stated in his first letter to Corinthians, he said, women should remain silent in the churches. They are not allowed to speak, but in submission, as the law says. In his first letter to Timothy, I do not permit women to teach or assume authority over a man. She must be quiet. The first thing is, the chief of sinners, didn't you have a woman who taught you? I mean, I know everyone else here has, but according to Paul, he thinks that's awful, sinful, and punishable by damnation. Oh, and one more example. Women should have their heads covered when they prophesy, thus trying to control what they wear, and it shows inconsistency as he has exceptions. A true leader stays principled and doesn't have any exceptions on their beliefs. St. Paul, the chief of sinners, have you forgotten your past? You imprisoned and killed Christians by stoning and butchering them in wretched, vile ways. You can see this in Acts 7:5-7 to 22:5. Forgiveness nor prayer can bring any of those people that you butchered back. In Philippians 3:6, it says, as to zeal, a persecutor of the church. He persecuted people for just what they believe. You have a blackened heart, Paul. You try and justify your murders, persecution, and false imprisonment by just saying you're blind of the way and ignorant. Paul is no saint and deserves his preferred name, the chief of sinners, as he's arrogant scum of the earth. But the purest form of scum is Harvey Milk, a proven child rapist who disguises demons by being a gay senator. He fought for LGBT rights, but for the wrong reasons. He did so because he wanted to get off easy for raping youngins and a 16-year-old boy. That boy later killed himself. He doesn't admit this, but tries to hide. Is there anything else that must be said about this wretch? He doesn't even deserve to be called a leader, nor a human. The wretch who rapes, especially the children, deserves nothing but the contempt of the world. But I know someone who is a leader, the greatest leader, in fact, and that is me, Theodore Roosevelt. I stayed loyal and principled throughout my presidency by preventing rebellions, loving my country and God and even past the end of my life. Unlike Henry IV, I fought for equality for all races, religions, and women till my dying breath. But Call can't even fathom this for a second. I helped the workers through oppression and saved our country, not to further my own interests. Unlike the wretch Harvey Milk, I freed many countries like Panama, Colombia, the Philippines, and Cuba, and made lands reserved for God and country. I'm even on a mountain. And your childhood teddy bear, it's named after me. But most importantly, I did this all for you, my fellow Americans. God bless you and God bless America.